Welcome and thank you for joining today. This is Level M Diecast. Appreciate you cruising into the channel today to check out local cruisers. This is the newest, Walmart assortment from Matchbox. This has been a little bit interesting on its distribution, we'll say. Technically, the way that they usually do these is they release 6 at the beginning part of the year and then 6 later on. But these ones have kind of been hidden sort of together. We're just going to cover the first 6 in the mix, but the second mix is kind of floating around. We're going to start with this one. This is the Jeep Wrangler Superlift. So there is the card art, nothing fancy. This is number 1 of 12. There is your assortment on the back. There is the deets. Can you, in case you want the deets. Some people want the deets. So this is a brand new deco, exclusive to this line. We have not seen this deco before on this particular casting, which is a very, very good thing. We don't get all that much of that from Matchbox these days. There is your Superlift in dark blue. Metallic blue looks very, very good. Does have a tan interior window, which is part of the cargo area up here on the top. Does have those nice off-road wheels that say Matchbox on them. Just a chrome ring. Looks very, very good. Always like the Jeep Wrangler Superlift. Just talked about this one with the recent batch review I did. I think this casting's pretty good. There is your deets. Should you want the deets? So that one's pretty good. Nice to have a brand spanking new model. All right, we're going to move on to number 2. This is the 71 Chevelle SS convertible. This casting was updated a little while ago. So this is a reissue. However, the one that it's reissuing, which is the 2 in the back, we'll get to in a second, was a premium version. This is just a standard regular deco. Number 2 in the mix. So we'll get this guy out. Is in a metallic orange with white stripes, white interior. Like I said, this casting was modified a few years ago. See what it shows on the base. So 2008 and 2018. So more than a few years ago, a very, very long time ago, almost 5 years ago, this casting was modified. Does have tempo for the taillights in the back, looks pretty good. Pretty nice casting. Now, what it is a reissue of is these two here, and there's a reason I have 2 of those. So this was the Lesney edition. This is what they did back in I think probably like 2007, 2009, somewhere in that era. There were 2 versions. So this was the standard version. So the Lesney edition, in case you guys are not familiar with them, they were double die-cast. So it does have a die-cast base. See the day code on there is D13 up here in the corner. So that'll give you an idea of when they were released. The tires do have BF Goodrich radial TAs printed on there. Does have front... or does have taillight print. There is no print for the front. And then just the exact same interior we were looking at. We'll go over the differences. However, there was a very, very rare, hard to find variation, which was this one with the white wall tires on it. This is also dated D13, as you see right there. Not really sure why the variation exists. Maybe they just ran out of those. But this is a very, very hard to find variation of this particular release. My buddy Ezra did pick this up for me at the gathering last year, not 2022, but 2021. So very happy for that. I was lucky enough to get that. So this is the rehash. Obviously, it doesn't have a die-cast base. As we look at the original one, the base has been toned down quite a bit from the insane amount of detail the top one has. So they definitely took a lot of the depth away. The way the model is assembled and whatnot, of course, the entire base is different. And then just taking a look at the top, you can see that the interiors are very different. They do have that floorboard open up where they have like the pedals on the base, on the inside of the base. Just really, really weird. The new interior is not as deep either. Changed the windshield as well. So few little changes on the casting itself, but not too much. So that's a pretty decent version. I mean, if you never got the Lesney edition, that's pretty good. There's ridiculous amount of changes to that particular model, so that one's pretty good. We'll go ahead and put the Wrangler in the back since he's a little bit bigger. Get our little showcase going on here. All right, number 3. So this is an interesting one. This is the Ford Bronco. Now, if you're an avid Matchbox collector and you have a extensive collection you've been collecting for a long time, you will look at this and say, that is a reissue. And sort of kind of it is. So we're going to go ahead and just crack this open. Get this guy out of there. So this is the Bronco. Does have skull and crossbones on the side, kind of pirate themed. Does have a number right there on the back. This is a very rough wrinkle kind of fill to the paint. It is not finished, glossy or anything like that. It is very rough. There is no prints on the back. There is the prints on this side. It does have a black base. So that is a completely black base, which looks pretty good. There is your deets. So this is the original one. See, this one does have a darker chrome base. It is still chrome, but it is darker. Just trying to see if there is a date code on here. There's a lot of details on here, so it doesn't look like there is a base stamp or code on here. But this is the original version of this deco. So the new one is on the top, and you can see that, they're night and day. They're absolutely night and day. The numbers are different. There's some silver print around the side marker light. There's a 4 here. Up here, there's an X. Still has the skull and crossbones, but completely different colors. Bronco logos on the side, completely different colors. They do both have a black interior and a black topper piece, but that is the difference. There is no prints on either one of them in the back. And then the prints on the other side are significantly different than each other again. So there are no prints on the front either. You can see the bases are completely different. So very, very different. They do have the same wheels though. So, a lot of people are going to think this is a rehash. And you know what? Unless you're really knowledgeable on kind of what you're looking at, the models are way different. You look at those. It's night and day. It's not even close. All right. This is like the 800-pound gorilla in the room that just doesn't want to die. If you've been fortunate enough to find this set at your Walmart, I guarantee you found this guy hanging on the pegs. This is the highest count in the case, which is just ridiculous. This is a terrible casting. It's a really, really bad casting. This is the 2018 Ford Mustang convertible. This is a reissue. So not only is it a terrible casting, but it's a reissue on top of that of a model that nobody wants and nobody likes. So I think I walked into a Walmart one day and there was like 6 of these, maybe 7 of these pegged. It's just unfortunate. So we'll go ahead and get this open. There we go. Get it from behind the cardboard. Get that out of here. So this is the Mustang. It is just a terrible casting. You can see it by the whole silhouette of it. It's just not a good casting at all. Everything about it is not good. Not good at all. So the only good thing is they do have the Mustang logo in the grill there. It's pretty far in there though. The back end is pretty squared off. It says Wild Stang on the plate, which is just ridiculous. But this is the original release. This is dated in 05. Our new one here on the top is dated R20. So looking at the base deets, there are no changes between the two bases. They are both black. So there's no changes there. The original is on the bottom. So the blues are, you get the right angle of the light. They're going to be different, but other than that, they are exactly the same. The prints are exactly the same in the front, same color and everything. Same 5-spoke gunmetal painted wheel. Taking a look at the deets in the back. The original is on the bottom. So taking a look at the two plates, they are the same. Taking a look at the taillights, there is a shade of red difference. The old one is darker than the new one, which is on the top. But they still have the same black stripe on the back with the same GT, with the same Wild Stang on the plate. The plates are the same. And then taking a look at the interiors, they are the same. Same color window. So just unfortunate. Definitely not a good addition for sure. And unfortunately a significant peg warmer. This one though is not going to be a peg warmer, although it's probably not going to be super popular. However, this is a brand new deco. This is the International Scout 4x4. So this is a new deck. We have not seen this deco before. So that is always a good deal. Pull him out the blister. Does have blue interior. Skyjacker on the side. Milestar on the side as well. Milestar tires. Looks pretty good. It says Matchbox Scout. I like the International logo right there on the fender. Looks pretty good. This casting was modified a little bit. There used to be some strafes kind of in the bed part here. They changed it to just be smooth. Not really sure why, but they did. This casting's never really been popular just because it's very exaggerated in all of its features, for sure. But this one looks pretty decent. So, Parts America in the back. It's a decent, version. Our 2012 is the original release of this casting. And, of course, changing that little bit of, texture on the metal doesn't make it get a new copyright date. So, we'll throw that there. So, obviously, that means we got one guy left. That is the C8, which, unfortunately, is a rehash. Although this one seems to be relatively popular at the pegs. This is number 6 in the, dark blue with gunmetal gray, 5 spokes. This is the original release color when it was a new model. When this was a new model, it was a bit difficult to get. So maybe that's why people are kind of scooping it up now. This is the C8. Looks good. This casting reminds me of Tyco era. This is exactly what the C8 would look like if they were creating this during Tyco. Very wide, very fat. So I like it. Very nostalgic looking. I do like it because of that. So this is the original release here. You can see this is in 35. So taking a look at our base deets. There's unlikely to be anything different between the two. So bases are exactly the same. They put the date code in the same spot between the two. Base code is or base color, I should say, is the same. The original will be on the bottom. Of course, just like all shades of colors, you get the right, angle of light on there. You might see a difference. Headlight prints are the same between the two. They both have a Corvette logo on there, although the original one is a little bit bigger. So there is the size of the original. There is the size of the new one. So the logo is a little bit bigger on the original, but the headlight prints are the same. The interior colors are the same. The window colors are the same. The original is on the left. Obviously, there's a little bit of a darker red on the original for the left. And then the plates, they both say Corvette. So there is no difference between the two plates. Just maybe thickness of print. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So there you go. There is Weekend Cruisers. That is mix number 1. There's the second mix out. I was kind of hoping to get the second mix and just do the whole series as one thing, but didn't quite work out that way. So there you go. Let me know what you guys think about that. I'm pretty sure people are going to be pretty happy to get that Chevelle. Don't be sleeping on the Bronco. Definitely sleep on the Mustang. It's a terrible casting. Jeep is good. Scout is good. Unfortunately, there's no difference between those, but it is what it is. I still anticipate that will sell well. So, anyways, we're going to roll out. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Love on the cast. Peace.